Naomi meets with the women who used to work at Bill's firm, and they tell Naomi that they no longer need her services. And Naomi looks perplexed, like, what's going on? I thought we were here because you do need my services. So next, Bill is meeting with Tomas and Mike. And Mike is telling one of his inappropriate jokes. This guy just doesn't get it. He just keeps on and on and on. I don't understand this. Well, Bill tells Mike that he's the walking definition of sexual harassment policies in the workplace, and that he's lucky none of the female employees are around, because that would be a problem, because he is constantly saying something inappropriate. So Bill tells him he has talked to him about this behavior before, and that he needs to will it in and be professional. So I don't think Mike gives a damn. Mike seems like he does what he wants to do, and unfortunate for Bill, Mike is his best friend, but his best friend is going to cost him a lot if he doesn't find a way to stop the behavior. In my opinion, he's probably more than likely he's going to have to get rid of Mike, and there's the friendship, but it is what it is. Next, the former women employees from Bill's firm tells Naomi that they may have overstepped coming to her about the lawsuit, and Naomi tells them that she's going to take the case, and so they're excited about that because they had no one else to go to. No one else wanted to pick up the case, so Naomi is definitely doing them a favor. Next, Vernon sees Danny at the country club for breakfast. So they briefly talk, and Danny leaves before she could drink her screwdriver she ordered. So Vernon thinks that the screwdriver that Danny left behind is some orange juice, and he takes a sip and he's like, woo, yeah, that's a lot stronger than orange juice. So Danny comes back and takes the screwdriver with her, telling her dad that, oh, I come to pick up my orange juice. And Vernon just stares at her. And I wonder if he's starting to realize that Danny has a problem. And I don't know if he's putting two and two together that it's a problem with alcohol, but I'm wondering if he's even noticing that something's off with her. Or maybe he don't want to realize it. Next, Vernon tells Anita that Martin wants to run for president. And Anita says, no, not ever. And she says they talked about Martin leaving politics altogether when he got into trouble. And Vernon says that Martin's secret is so explosive that there's no way he could escape scrutiny. And Anita says, like, how could Martin be so naive? And Vernon agrees. So it just makes you more intrigued on what this secret is. And I'm just wondering, when are they going to tell us? I cannot wait to find out. And then Vernon calls Martin and orders him to the country club. So next, Martin meets Vernon and Anita at the country club. And the way they're looking at him, he asks them who died, and Anita says, your career, if you even think about running for president. Oh, I like that. Anita, she's got some wit to her. Anyway, Anita says there are people who know Martin's secret, and one of them can't be trusted, and we know who that is. She's talking about Bill. And so Vernon tells him that tells Martin that he needs to let his presidential aspirations go. And so it just lets you know that whatever this secret is, it's a very bad secret, and that, and more than likely Martin's career wouldn't survive. But Martin is very arrogant because he's arguing with his grandparents and basically telling them that I'm disappointed, trying to guilt trip them. It's a difference between believing in somebody and something that just doesn't make sense, and you're basically pipe dreaming. And that's what it sounds like Martin is doing. He's pipe dreaming because if this secret, which they say it is so explosive, and like Anita said, when you're talking about the presidency, you're talking about a whole new set of vetting, and I mean deep dive vetting. There's no way he could escape scrutiny. No way. They're going to look under every brush, every corner, every closet. It doesn't matter. Whatever is hidden will be found out. And especially with Bill on the loose and he's no longer part of the family. Yeah, that's too risky. Too risky. But Martin still thinks that he can do it, and so he basically walks out like he's going to do what he wants to do, and it's not going to end well. But some people, as my grandma used to say, a hard head makes a soul behind, and I see with Martin that's going to be the case. So next, Naomi visits Bill's office, and Bill is pleading with her for a relationship. That's why she's there, to try to repair the relationship. And yeah, this is like the most vulnerable we've seen Bill since the series has begun. So yeah, it's kind of sad. So next, Tomas walks in and tells Bill that they have a problem, and Bill automatically looks at Naomi like, what's going on? And she's looking like a deer in headlights. Next, as Martin is telling his grandparents that he's going to pursue his dreams, Smitty comes to the country club because Martin left his phone at home, and so Smitty's like, he needs his phone, so he's bringing it there, and he overhears Vernon and Anita, and Smitty just walks away because I know he's like, what the hell? So next, Martin goes home looking for the phone, and Smitty tells Martin that he came to the country club to bring him his phone, and he overheard his career plans. So he knows that he wants to become president. And what happened to not telling each other about each other's aspirations? Like, he's always on Smitty about Smitty wanting to go back to his career, but he couldn't even tell Smitty that was his plans to run for president, knowing that he does do that it's going to change all of their lives. Even just running is going to change their lives. So yeah, that's kind of foul. So next, Bill gets served while Naomi is still in his office, and Bill tells Naomi, I thought you came to reconcile and you're suing me? And you could just see the look on Bill's face. He seems truly hurt by Naomi's action. And I don't know, Bill is he's very narcissistic, and he can be an a-hole, but I felt sorry for him in that instance because it just looks like Naomi betrayed him, but he did betray the family, so I guess he gets to see how it feels. But yeah, I just had just a second of feeling sorry for him. Just a second. And that's the end of the episode.